Andy's title of his speech is The Code Word is Fun. His speech is part of the engaging humor path, and it is using presentation software. In this speech, Randy offers for your consideration a world of spies and mystery, of knowing and guessing, of logic and risk-taking. Come together with friends and family for a time of teamwork with your allies and socializing with your opponents in a game where, as the title of the speech says, the code word is fun. Welcome, Randy.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Let me share the screens here. The code name is fun. Codenames is a game which I have been enjoying for about the past year. It started as a board game with lots of cards and so forth. The rules are simple enough for children, but the play is complex enough for any nerd like myself. It is both a competitive game and a social game. So you can do it if you really like to win, or if you're just hanging around and want something to do while you're gossiping. It also plays well online, which is very important in this COVID era. Although the website, for some reason, is horsepace.com. Don't ask me why, it's a mystery. In this game, you have 25 potential spies to contact. It's important to know that each one has a code name. We can't play the board game right now. We have to go to the website, horsepace.com, which has a lot of words on it that you can ignore because you see down at the bottom, it shows you how to change it to Albanian or Portuguese, very important languages. The key point when you go to the website is to go here and put in a unique game ID so that the game you're playing can be given to other people who are using the website so they can play too, if you want to connect remotely through the website. But you know, I find it much easier just for one person to do the website, all the button clicking on it, and everyone else go into Zoom where they share the screen to play the game. You hit the go button and you get a grid. And on the grid, each one has a code name. So this is the same thing structurally as that nice array of cards. It's just not as good graphics, but it plays the same way and the fun is the same. You have to pick a team and a role. Are you going to be team blue or are you going to be team red? Each team has a spy master and one or more players. Now notice, you can have different numbers of players on each team. So it's a good game if you have an odd number of people who want to hang around. The players see this grid, very plain. It's got 25 people that you might connect with, each of them with code names, but you don't know which of them are on your team and which of them are on the other team, or if you want, enemy spies. To find that out, you have to be the spy master. The spy master view knows everything. You know who the blue spies are. You know who the red spies are. You know the innocent bystanders who just happen to be around. You know who the assassin is. Stay away from the assassin. Up in the corner, you see the number of spies that are still hidden and not discovered. That will be important in a minute. Oh, and notice that the first player has one more spy. That's for play value. It's a little harder to be the first player, but they go first. You have a turn indicator to tell you whether it's red team's turn or blue team's turn. And down at the bottom is a toggle between player and spy master for when you change roles with the next game. You as spy master cannot tell players who is who. That would be cheating. You can only give in the clear public clues about the code name, and the clues are one word and one number. For example, classical 2. That's the clue. The word classical, the number 2. The way you win is you can contact all the spies on your team and you don't get assassinated. That last point is the sort of a winning thing in most games and indeed in life itself. Shall we play just to see how it goes? The spy master is going to broadcast a clue. One word, one number. Let's go with classical 2, all right? Now you're the guesser. You're on team red. Who is the spy? All you know is classical 2. Which person here might be related to classical? You go, Rome, of course. If you picked Rome, bullseye. You chose the spy. Since you had a 2, that means you get a second guess. If you guess Egypt, which is kind of classical, yay again. If you guessed an innocent person, your turn ends, no win or loss. But if you chose the assassin, you're out. You click on end turn, and now it's Blue's team. The Blue Spy Master says, round 2. Round. Well, the first player is going to guess ball because balls are round. But actually, the Blue Spy Master said round 3, so you have up to 3 guesses. What would be your second guess? What else is round? Maybe a button. A button is round. Congratulations. What is the third guess? Does anyone want to put in chat a guess for what the third might be? What else here is round? Not a stick, not a vacuum, not a bark, not a cloak, not an ice cream, not a maybe a bomb, or maybe a lemon. We'll go with lemon. So Blue, you'll notice, is now 2 points ahead. So just click end turn and repeat until done. The Spy Master needs to think about the players. Who are they? How do they think? What do they know? You can go slow by asking one spy at a time. That's safe. But if you go faster, you risk hitting the assassin. So always check your code word versus the assassin. The Spy Master does have a limit. You can't use word-based clues. For instance, the word monosyllabic. That's a good clue, but it's forbidden. Likewise, you can't say starts with P. That's not a legitimate clue. I would suggest if you're the guesser, pick the obvious spies first. Ball, save the lemons for last. I mean, lemons, really? You can use information from previous guesses if that's helpful. And remember, it's a social game. You can use humor, drama, mockery, and pathos to cover for your bad guess or your crazy clues. Codenames is a really good game because anyone can play. You can enjoy it as a competition. You can be super social, and it plays well virtually. I suggest you get over to horsepace.com and play Codemaster today. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.